Hi, welcome back to another video from Java for Beginners course from Course Labs. In this video, we're going to talk about multi-threading. What is a thread? Thread is a lightweight process. Now, what is multi-threading? Multi-threading is the process of executing multiple threads simultaneously. What is the need for multi-threading? If you take a scenario where you are executing some networking tasks in your mobile application or your Java application, if you're running all these heavy tasks, usually network tasks are kind of heavy, and if you're running all these heavy tasks on one thread, the application may misfunction. In such scenarios, going with multi-threading is one of the best ways to prevent or to reduce the overload on the main thread. Right, so let's see an example of how we can use multi-threading in Java. This particular multi-threading concept is very important in Android applications as well, because when you write Android applications, if you're writing any heavy tasks such as communicating over the internet, it is always a better idea to write inside a thread rather than writing the networking code on the main thread. Right, so let's try to understand how to use or how to implement this thread concept in Java. So I'm just going to create a new application, of course new package, and I'm just going to create a new class now. There are multiple ways to implement threads in Java as well as in Android. I'm going to use runnable interface. We can even use thread class. We can extend thread class and we can write our code to run it as a thread. We can even use runnable interface. So my favorite way of writing these threads is by implementing runnable interface. So let me just do that. Let's first create a class, maybe mobile 8 this time. Perfect. Now, as I just mentioned, this class is going to implements runnable interface. So if you remember the interface concept, whenever you want to acquire the properties of an interface, you have to use the keyword implements. Right. So since it's an interface, we're going to have this particular implements keyword. Now, if you notice, there is an error. If you remember the concept of interfaces, it will have some abstract methods that are supposed to be implemented in this class. So that's the reason why it is showing an error, and you have to implement those methods inside this. So one such method with runnable is run. So whenever you implement this runnable interface, you are supposed to define this particular run method here. And this is where you're going to write your code that has to be run as a separate thread. Right. So as an example, I'm just adding some random code, just like your method definition, just like a normal method definition here. So let's write, hey, I'm a thread. Now let's write the main method here, public static void main, and let's add the argument. And then let's create an object for this mobile 8 class. Mobile 8 object, new mobile 8, and then we need to create an object of class thread, and to this we need to pass this particular object as argument. Okay, perfect. Now let's just start the thread, which is by calling this particular method t1 start. You can also see a lot of other methods, so I'm just going to use start. You can see stop as well, so I'm just going to start this particular thread here. Now what happens is, if you just run this method, this thread will be executed here. So let's start it out and just click OK. Look at that. You can see this, hey, I'm a thread has been displayed in the output console. Now similarly, rather than just writing this particular system.out.println, You can write some heavy tasks such as calling a server and or downloading something from the server, or uploading something onto the server, and things like that. So this is basically one of the use cases of threads, right? So I hope you have understood how to write threads using this runnable interface in Java. Thanks for watching it. See you in the next video.